Before I tell you a little about E.A.T.T, I'd like to thank some people without whom we would never have been able to have this benefit. So first, I'd like to thank our board of advisors for all their support. We really couldn't have been able to put this benefit together without their expertise. We'd especially like to thank Tamia Arai, Herman Bennett, and Jennifer Morgan for opening their homes and studios to our company for rehearsal, as well as Robert Sloan and Ian Quinlan for agreeing to supervise our rehearsals. We'd like to thank the families of our cast members for allowing them to spend so much time traveling to and from everywhere in the city. And we'd like to express our utmost gratitude to Michelle Sola and Manhattan Country School for allowing us to use this beautiful space, as well as Akemi Hochiyama and Adam Eastler for helping us navigate the process. For me, it's especially symbolic to be standing here in the middle of the Manhattan Country School music room and delivering the words to you. After all, it was here at MCS that I first met Emma Morgan-Bennett, my best friend, my partner in almost everything, and the co-founder and co-executive director of E.A.T.T at the table. We were 5 and 4 years old, respectively. It was also here that I feel I was imbued with an urgency to correct the injustices of the world around me. It was in this school that I learned to take my frustration and immobility and channel it into positive action. Emma and I became social justice activists in this school, in this room. It was also in this room where we starred in our 8th grade production of Into the Woods only a few years ago. A saying that has always struck a chord with me is that everything happens for a reason. If our 8th grade class hadn't chosen Into the Woods as our annual musical, Emma and I may never have felt the sort of nostalgic fondness for the show that caused us to react with such anger to an all-white cast of the film and an all-white theater production. Last winter, we left the theater after watching such an all-white production of the show, feeling unsettled by what we considered to be an unnecessary and blatant exclusion of actors of color from a musical so many actors would leap at the chance to perform. I distinctly remember walking down Broadway with Emma and bemoaning the fact that in 2014, in a musical that essentially tells a fairy tale that purports the existence of witches and talking wolves, it was just a hair too preposterous to cast a single non-white actor. Theater allows us to suspend our disbelief, requires actors to transform, indicates a means for the audience to escape the external world, and yet the pervasive restrictions of people of color in reality have been written into the world of theater regardless. This we feel is hypocritical and indirect opposition to one of the primary purposes of theater, to play pretend. On our walk from the theater to the train station, Emma and I joked about creating our own theater just for actors of color. But one moment after the idea fell into the open, we turned to face each other and exchanged the same look of really tentative excitement. There was a pause for us to digest this idea. We were onto something. We had stumbled upon a thought that would expand and eventually take over our minds. We had stumbled on E.A.T.T at the table. I would say the most difficult period of E.A.T.T's ascension thus so far was the period between the moment we said the idea aloud to the moment we decided once and for all that we wanted to bring it to life. In between those 2 moments was a lot of doubt, a lot of changing minds and wavering. After all, we had never considered starting a nonprofit, and we had no clues in between us about how or where to begin. Emma and I shelved the idea, then toyed with it for a few months, but it became clear to us that this idea at that point had begun to grow out of my control into a dream that would not be ignored. Then, after a few months had passed, I had the honor of watching a young man perform absolutely one of the most striking monologues I'd ever seen, which incidentally happened to be about a Latino boy who finally sees an actor who looks like him on Broadway. That young man moved me with his grace and presence so much that I texted Emma that week to tell her I wanted to do this with her. Not long after that, we committed to the project and embarked on a journey we're still traveling. The day we decided we wanted to turn this theater company idea into a reality felt like a literal opening of the gates. A race had begun and we have not stopped running since. Immediately, we were overwhelmed and excited by all the possibilities piling up, which seemed suddenly endless. What would we call it? What would our mission be? How could we possibly satisfy our desire to generate original work, pay homage to the great playwrights of color, and claim typically all-white roles for ourselves all at once? In the end, we settled on a 3-pronged structure that included original work traditionally performed by actors of color, and work traditionally exclusive of actors of color, a structure that the following performance will mimic. Luckily for Emma and I, once we decided we wanted this more desperately than we'd ever fathomed we would, there were a host of incredibly generous friends, teachers, acquaintances, advisors, and artists who were waiting in the wings to help us. They saw the beauty and potential in E.A.T.T and brought this company onto its feet. My mother used to tell me it takes a village to raise a child. We are beyond grateful for and beyond touched by the support we've received. We are so indebted to the people who have become our village, who are helping us raise E.A.T.T at the table. We want to thank all of you for taking the time to be here with us tonight and watch us take our steps and perform our very first performance. We have a cast that consists of some of the most talented young people you will meet. If there's one thing I always allow myself to brag about, it's our cast. They will move you, they will make you feel deeply, they will make you jump in your seats. Almost every day this month, I've had the privilege of watching them connect with each other and with themselves to pull out a performance that will make you want to keep them on stage for as long as possible. Nothing is more uplifting to me as a founder than watching them rehearse a scene together and feeling their triumph rise within the room, or sitting in someone's living room discussing our shared experiences, watching one person's memory align with another's, watching the moment 2 or 3 cast members realize they feel the exact same way about an issue that had previously felt alienating. E.A.T.T's slogan is performance by the people for the people. I think you will shortly see the beauty of the connection of these actors. They have become each other's people. Because E.A.T.T at the table is about community. It's about many hands forming one collective raised fist. It's about a collective stand against an industry and art that we love so ardently and fully that would bar its doors to us. E.A.T.T at the table derives its name from a poem by Langston Hughes, I Too Sing America, which here at E.A.T.T we regard as our anthem of sorts. The poem describes a day in which the black man in America will not be sent to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but instead take his place at the table, amongst those who would send him away time and time again. We felt that this idea was absolutely aligned with the values and mission of our company. We are taking space to be seen, to be heard without being spoken to. We are taking the space to say we are here, we are hungry, and we are ready to get our due fill amongst the artists we so admire. We are taking an equal spot at this table, and we have decided not to wait for an invitation. Now, without further ado, the cast of E.A.T.T at the table.
So here at E.A.T.T at the table, we like to feel the vibes, we like to bask in the energy. So I'm gonna share a spoken word rap thing that I wrote. And if you guys are liking some of the lines, if you guys are feeling some of the lyrics, there's 3 things you could do. You could do all 3, you can do 1. You can snap, you can stomp, or you can make some noise. I mean, you can stomp, and you can make some noise. When I'm on this mic, I don't even know if it's me talking. You see, I'm feeling the spirits flow through my chest when I breathe. Often when I'm coughing up all of last night, all my past lives, and all the bad vibes. Man, the beat purifies me. Hey, don't tell me where my God be. You see, I've been a jock since size 3. Okay. Asking the preacher for what I need, man, I don't buy, B. You see, I'm a bird with steel wings. I'm still working out the chinks, purging out the sink, and yeah, my chain is linked, but see, my mind's free. I see God in the afros and the jerk chicken, the platanos and Espanol spinning out the speaker. This I speak be my scripture. Waist that sway and sneaks that squeak, complete the picture. And like a chimney truck that's pulling up, yeah, you know we finna eat. Been giving fucks and spilling guts way too much not to get a piece. They surprised that this guy can tear his soul and just give a piece, but you could look in your history books, man, I've been a beast. And they still treat us like we are some. People say, we should all be equal, man, wouldn't that be awesome? But I've been fighting for so long, man, I'm starting to enjoy it. Winning the battles, but always losing the war, shit. For real, my dude, I feel invisible. Just a reflection of all the things in my presence. I could scream, and they still won't hear me. So forget it, use these words as my weapons and make them fear me. Yeah, I'm gonna make them fear me. Yeah, I'm gonna make them fear me. No distractions from the passion that I got right here. Brown boy with a mission straight from the nightmares. Like, yeah, I'm gonna make them fear me. Yeah, I'm gonna make them fear me. No distractions from the passion that I got right here. Brown boy with a mission straight from the nightmares. Like,
it's a cliche thing to say that I am alone in the midst of a crowd. And when I hear something like that, I think of like a sad little artsy little white girl on Tumblr complaining about her probably fine life. Single tear running down her face, cigarette in her hand, shit like that. Recently, it's becoming more and more clear to me that I am not the same as these people, these kids in my school. You know, I used to have people like me. Even then I didn't have that many. You know, I didn't have that many, but I had a few of my boys. A little. But now I look at these people and I feel like isolated. They like me, but it's not healthy. And you try, and you try, and you try and ignore it, but then this happens.
Unarmed black teenager gunned down. Cop receives no indictment.
And all of a sudden, you can't ignore how different you are.
straighten the spine, smile for the neighbors. Everything's fine, everything's cool. The standard reply, lots of tests, lots of papers. Smile, wave goodbye, and then pray to the sky. Oh God, and what will my parents say? Can I go in there and say, I know that I'm letting you down? Me now. Just
Dark phrases of womanhood, of never having been a girl. Half notes scattered without rhythm.
No tune. The strong laughter falling over a black girl's shoulder. It's funny.
It's hysterical.
The melodylessness of her dance. But don't tell nobody.
Don't tell a soul. She's dancing on beer cans and shingles.
This must be the Spook House, another song with no singer's lyrics.
No voices. And interrupted
Unseen
solos.
performances.
Are we cool?
Children of horror. The joke? Don't tell nobody. Don't tell a soul. Are we animals? Have we gone crazy? I can't hear anything but maddening screams and soft strains of death, and you promise. Somebody? Anybody? Sing a black girl song. Bring her out to know herself, to know you. But sing rhythms. Soft, caring, struggle hard times, sing her song of life. She's been dead for so long, clothed in silence for so long, she doesn't even know the sound of her own voice. Her infinite beauty. She's half notes, scattered without rhythm, no tune. Sing her sighs. Sing a righteous gospel. Let her be born. Let her be born.
What do you think I'm at? Aren't I supposed to have any patience to reach the end of, Mother? I know, I seem unimportant to you. What I'm doing and what I want to be doing and just having a little difference between them.
What right have you got to jeopardize the security of your job? To jeopardize the security of all of us? How do you think we manage?
You think I'm crazy about the warehouse? You think I'm in love with continental shoemakers? You think I want to spend 55 years down there in that Celotex interior with forensic tubes? Look, I'd rather somebody just pick up a crowbar and batter out my brains than go back mornings. But I go for $65 a month. I give up all of my dreams of being and doing, and you say self. Self's all I ever thought of. Why, listen, if self is all I ever thought of, Mother, I'd be where he is. Gone. As far as the system of transportation reaches. Don't grab at me, Mother!
Where are you going?
I'm going to the movies.
I don't believe that lie.
I'm going to the movies. I'm going to opium dens. Yes, I'm going to opium dens, Mother. I've joined the Hogan gang. I'm a hired assassin. I carry a little Tommy gun in a violin case. I run a string of cat houses in the valley. They call me Killer Wingfield. I'm leading a double life. An honest warehouse worker by day, and by night I'm just a dynamic saw of the underworld. And on occasion, you know what? They call call me El Diablo. I could just tell you many things to make you sleepless, mother. And my enemies, they plan to dynamite this whole place. They're gonna blow it up all sky high one night. And I'll be happy. I'll be very glad. And so will you. You will go up on a broomstick over Blue Mountain with your 17 gentlemen callers. You ugly, old, babbling witch.
Sing America.
I am the darker brother. They send me to
Eat in the kitchen when company comes.
But I laugh and eat well and grow strong.
Tomorrow, I'll be at the table when company comes.
Nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. And besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed.
I too
am America.
And in many ways, I feel that we have built this company during a critical time. Kai, the cast, and I are growing up in a difficult context, a time when 152 years after slaves were emancipated, 1 in every 3 black men can expect to spend time behind bars. While applying to colleges, we hear of the pent-up rage and sadness that students of color, feeling unheard and supported and oppressed, are expressing on their campuses of Mizzou, Yale, Smith, and Dartmouth. We are living in a time when in our own home, the city of theater, Latinos compose only 1% of actors on Broadway. A huge disparity in theater audiences exists with only 20% of theater goers being non-white, and only 10% of roles played by minority actors were non-traditionally cast. So indeed, we are living in a complicated time. But here at E.A.T.T, that simply adds fuel to our fire, and we are fired up to make a change. I know that this company is bound to do amazing things. Why? Because we're hungry. Hungry to have the world hear our voices and see our amazing talents and understand that we are not nibbling at the table, but devouring all of the opportunities put in front of us. So now I invite you to be a part of our cooking team in a sense. As you have seen in the past hour, E.A.T.T has a future that is bound to bring forth progressive change. We simply need your funding in order to get started. I'm asking for $100 from every family here. If every family donates $100, we are one step closer to our fundraising goal of $5,000. Your donations will go to purchasing of our venue, lighting, costumes, branding, and publicity for our spring production. Our first full production, in which the cast you have seen tonight will write and put on their own words. As I said, we are living in a critical time, but that means we are living in a time of engagement.
a time of taking action. So each of your $100 is an investment in our pledge to make a difference in the world of theater. Our pledge to build a community that will empower our cast while bringing to New York City's stage the diversity that it is lacking. We are now going to be handing out envelopes after this moment. And those envelopes have a form on which we are asking you to fill out your names and email so we can send you a thank you, and also keep you updated on our future events. Please put any contributions, cash or check, within that envelope and put it in the basket on the table you saw downstairs. And then additionally on that table is a computer for those of you who have brought along debit or credit cards so that you can donate through the website. And we have opened up our donation page so you can donate easily there. Today I am asking for something from you. I'm asking for you guys to be a part of Eat at the Table Theater Company. Through your support, we will take our place as a force of empowerment for young actors of color to take action in the world that is our stage. Thank you.